Hey guys, uh, this video is based on a big controversial issue that happens in this hobby a lot, and yes, I'm one candidate that belongs to this controversy, and that's having an overstock tank. There's many, I say, research I've done and many different angles I have approached to make this an accomplishment in a sense, to have a stress-free environment for the fish that I have in my tank. And as you can see here, there's no aggression. Fish are just swimming around, enjoying life. And there's no problems in my tank, even though I have probably around like 17, 18 different fish in this tank. And this is only a 57, so a lot of people go, whoa, that's way too many fish in this tank. And the funny thing is, my parameters are great because, a few steps I took to approach this to make this work in my tank is one, I like a lot of activity in my tank, but I also don't want to put it at the expense of the fish that are getting chased and territorial, this and that. I have also, I ran into some issues where, compatibility didn't work or there was just a little aggression, and, that's what I do is I remove the fish, and that kind of experiment didn't work. But, I did limit out myself out. I says, no, what, this is enough for me. But I'll go over the different fish. There's a different strategy I approach to is, what type of fish is the max size? Is it a ground fish that just hangs on the bottom all day? Does it stay on the rocks all day? Or is it an open swimmer that swims around? Or is it a fish that, will stay close to the rocks? And you can see that even though I have around like 17, 18 different fish in this tank, a lot of them are tiny. The max size, they're not going to get any bigger than what they are. They could get bigger, but you will have to get them from the wild because we as hobbyists do not provide enough food and enough constant feeding that these guys will have that during the course of the day that they'll pick all day. But so you can see here, that one fish is chasing another fish, and this is where the first step that I took is one, to handle the bioload. Okay, so to handle the bioload here, my nitrates are 0. I mean, my parameters are really good in this tank. Is one is have a huge skimmer. I have a skimmer that's rated for a 250-gallon tank. This is a 57-gallon tank, so it's always good to have a skimmer that's over skimming in the sense that that can handle a lot more than the bioload that or the rating it's for. That's the step one. So he's able to handle the waste these fish produce in his tank. The second that I approached is, I have a lot of little guys here. I have a Randall's goby that, a shrimp goby generally stays close to its home. So, even though it's a fish that counts in his tank, he'll come out to the sand, but he will not leave that home, especially he has a little shrimp in there that I put in there, a little snapping shrimp. And he stays this small. He's going to, stay around 2 inches that he's at. But you can see here, he's a fish in my tank. It counts as one, but it does not move from its area. So it has, a little interesting thing. As he came out, that's what he does, and it goes right back in. The tail spot bloody. Believe it or not, when I added the Royal Grandma, he became more sociable. He uses things around this part of the tank like usual, but he goes to the other side of the tank. But just, I guess, to socialize because he enjoys it. The African flameback right here, he is a nice little guy. He's been reef safe so far in my tank. That could change at any moment because these fish are always with caution. My Naoki fairy wrasse, it won't get any bigger than that. Right now he's trying to flash. You can see here I just cleaned the glass, so the fish always does that, especially my Mandarin. That they see a reflection and think it's another male, so they go against the glass up and down trying to fight it, but even though it's just a mirror image of themselves. To get back on topic, the fairy wrasse is considered a fish that swims around, but he does not have the shape or color of any other fish in my tank, so there's going to be no controversy there. But Babonius is probably my biggest fish in my tank, but it's a fish that normally will just, swim in one spot, hang underneath the overhang. It's not a fish that will constantly swim around all day and needs to swim, like a tank, for example. So that fish is going to be like one big fish on my tank, and then the other biggest fish in my tank will be my marginal butterfly fish. And that is a fish that kind of swims freely, but it also picks at the rock and things like that. So it goes around the rock all day. So it doesn't swim too much, like constantly. But he always he swims around, and that's another fish in my tank. My Mandarin stays close to the ground or close to the rock at all times. So he's not going to interfere with the fish that swim around on the calm all day. And the same thing with my clown goby. He 99% stays on the squirrel here. And that's about it. And actually, the funny thing, the only territory I have is this clown goby will try to fight with the marginal goby not marginal goby, but the marginal butterfly fish when it comes to feeding time, when he gets close to the squirrel. But outside of that, the marginal will swim by him, no problems. So it's just, it's funny how that they interact like that, but it's nothing really too bad. It's not like the little guys are going to ever win that battle, but he shows his toughness. And my clownfish, they hang about the xenia all the time, or the female actually likes hanging by the frog spawn that's behind there, because you see he's brushing it up against it. She just loves that frog spawn. But that's all they do. I mean, they'll swim around the tank a little bit here and there, but they stay in that one spot. So that's 2 fish right there. I also have a pair of blue striped pipefish that are very tiny. They like to hang in the rock work and stays in the shade. So you'll see them out during feeding time. That's when my tank does get crazy because the food's around. But they say, you won't see them for all day. They'll hang in the shade, stay out of trouble, I would say. My neon goby hangs on the rock all day. He's small, counts as a fish. But, he's a cleaner, so, he actually cleans the butterfly. He likes getting cleaned by him. And then I also have I don't know if you could get a good picture, my gumdrop coral croucher, which is a percher. He doesn't swim around. All he does is hang in one spot, and he actually moved him to different spots. I don't think he's there. But that's all he does. And there he is. He's right above the copa worm. We can zoom in here. I can't see him, but if you look above that little cave there, he's hanging in there. But that's all he does, and he counts as a fish. So even though I have all these fish, as you can see right now, a lot of them stay in one spot because that's their nature. That's what they tend to do. They hang around on a rock or something. So they don't really get in the way with anybody else. And my eel that hangs under here, he hasn't left the spot since I put him in the tank, the new eel that I have. He comes out of his head, like a little pops out, but that's about it. So, that, even though people consider that bioload, he doesn't get in the way. My Royal Grandma usually hangs on this spot. He might have moved somewhere else. There he is. See? And a Tanaka Ferris. Both small guys, different shapes and colors. And that's a strategy I always played in a role here, is having a fish that doesn't look like another fish with the color or the shape. I also have my Swally basslet. That basslet, he's a rock guy. He likes to come out, but hangs close to the rock. And no controversy there either. So there's another example, a couple more fish in my tank that, there's no issues. I also have the tonguefish that I can't really spot right now, but he's a sand guy. He stays on the sand, and there's very little known about him, and I'll come up with a video sooner or later about him. I just want to give myself more time with him. But I pretty much got him down pat. Knowing his max size in the wild, I have no clue because there's no information out there. I mean, I see some inches where they get 15, 16 inches, but since I have him for 2 months, and he's nice and healthy, he hasn't grown an inch, so maybe I have a small version. There's so many fish that are unidentified in this hobby that you don't really have so much data on them. I mean, right now, for the Babonius, there's really hard to tell where it's a male and a female. There's little information on it because they're deep water fish. So, again, that's just some samples of all the fish in my tank. And there's no drama, there's no territorial. And that's one thing I will go against. If you have fish in your tank and there's always constant territorial issues, that means the fish are stressed out. The fish are not happy. And it becomes more aggressive. Now you see one fish chase the other fish, and it causes a chain reaction, believe it or not. So, I have had that happen when I try to put fish in this tank, and then as soon as it didn't work out, I pull the fish out and sell it to another person that is in this hobby, and I try to move on from there. So, every fish in here that I put in this tank might not work out, but right now I have a complete good balance of fish in here that get along. There's community. I guess Fish feel safe when there's other fish around them, just because it's just the way they are in the wild. You can see them schools and schools of different types of fish, just a normal part of their nature. So again, it is a controversial thing that, overstock, people get upset, but I've taken good precautions and good measure to make this work in my tank. And again, the only biggest fish I have is the marginal and the babonias. Everybody else is already full grown. The only way you're going to get them bigger is you pull them from the ocean. And yes, the fish will grow to their max size eventually, this and that, but it also really depends on the nutrition you give them. I do feed my fish twice a day, but I had my tail spot for here about a year. Hasn't grown till a few months, but he got to his max size. I don't think he has grown ever since then, so he really slowed down his growing process. But if you really get him in the wild, you could probably get him bigger than that. And that's just the way it is. The fish will grow slowly in a home aquarium compared to the ocean, except when they were babies and they grow to their adult size, and then they have that growth spurt like everybody else in the world. So there you go, guys. You just seen pretty much most of my fish. I talked about most of my fish, but as this video is gone for about 11 minutes right now, you haven't seen one fish chase each other, and they seem to be all doing well. So again, it is a controversial thing, but post a comment and try to keep it positive, guys, and I'll get back to you. And if you guys have any question about your tanks, and if you're trying to go the route that I have done, just post me a comment, and I could give you my experience, because I did mix a lot of fish over the time, and some things worked, some didn't work, and I could give you some pointers that worked for me to get a tank like I have right now with the life I have in my tank. Alright, guys, have a good one, and hope you enjoyed this video.